Yeah, I know. You were whacking away on the drums being...
Not when I was in high school, because there was better drummers than me in high school.
Were there?
Yes.
Well,
So-
you certainly caught up and overtook them.
No.
That's me being nice. Take it. Take it. Take it.
Take it.
Take it.
No,
Because it won't happen again.
I wasn't allowed on stage. They said, Pip, you can't sing.
And you called me a bad friend.
Pip, no, this is the drama teacher. Pip, you can't sing. He's a saxophone. I couldn't play that, but I could play it better than anyone else.
That's right. That's right.
Because there's no one else.
Do you know...
It was great.
I know we're getting off the beaten path here, but honestly, I have more respect for you as a drummer than I do for myself on the stage, and I'll tell you why. Now, don't give me that look. What you okay? Oh, just let it slip, guys. She's an awesome drummer.
I'm an awesome primary school drummer.
No,
except for those cool kids you can see on YouTube.
You're just a very, very good drummer. Okay, just take a compliment and just let it go.
Where is this going?
I'm just saying, I have more respect for your ability to be able to play an instrument in front of people.
I didn't. I was behind the
No,
curtain.
you have
No
often...
one saw me. Smoke and mirrors. Sorry, I've interrupted. What?
I'm just saying that it's easier to play... It's easier to get up and just sing, right, than it is to play an instrument in front of people. Now, I have done both.
No, there's people who can sing and the people who play in the pit.
Well, that's right. But I'll tell you what, it is far less stressful singing than it is to be a musician in the pit. Did you know that?
I would never get up on stage and sing. People have heard me sing.
Yes, obviously,
It's
because
bad.
You're not a diva like I am. But I'm telling you, hand on heart, it's a lot more stressful to play a musical instrument in front of people than it is to sing in front of people.
But you're in a group of people. You just point at the other person if something goes wrong.
Not when you're the drummer. You got no one to point because if
point
you
all the time.
fuck up,
It was a conductor.
No, well,
it was him.
Yeah, but if you fuck up, the whole thing just goes into the ground, doesn't it?
Do you know what I love to do as a drummer?
Tell me, Pip.
If there's a singer irritating me, I either slow it right down or I see how fast I can go. And see if they pass out at the end.
That's beautiful. There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
First gig I ever did, like a professional gig, it was a couple of days after my 18th birthday because I couldn't play for pubs until I turned 18.
Yep.
I'd done other gigs,
but
this one was a proper one.
Yeah.
And the guy who did the sound was the same guy who did the sound for Jesus Christ Superstar.
Yeah.
And he'd recorded it and done a tape.
Old Booney.
Yeah. I saw him the other day with his grandchild.
You're losing people in Spain and Germany and France.
What I was saying is...
I don't care about Booney.
He did a recording and they played it back and it sounds like I'm on drugs because I'm so nervous. Everything is 100 miles an hour. And nobody noticed because everyone was drunk. It was great.
Alcohol.
Yay!
I tell you what. People call it the curse of civilization, but, I think it's the only thing that's holding the fucking shit together, quite frankly.
Anyway, we're supposed to be talking about Calamity Jane.
It's pretty good, wasn't it? No, it's good. It was good. I mean, it's bad. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was 1953 musical, for Christ's sake.
It's a 50s musical.
That's right. And don't expect any more than that. But you know what? Let's dwell on its positives, shall we?
I actually that's what I mean. The fact that at around the 20-minute mark, I'm starting to go, oh, I'm getting into this.
Yeah.
At the end of it, you're kind of smiling a bit with it.
Doris Day can sing.
I love the fact that when she's singing the first songs, she's got a different style of singing to it later on in the show. She actually changes the way she's singing. What was the
name of the other guy? Howard Stern or something like that?
Howard Keel.
Keel.
If it's pronounced incorrectly, I'm sorry.
No. He was also in Annie Get Your Gun and he did a whole lot of
he had
others.
the big...
big baritone. Baritone
I kept
voice.
thinking of that old River song.
I actually did a little bit of research, but it came to nothing. Because, you see, you got to understand, when I do research, I get an idea and then I go off and find out if I was correct. That's my
I just assume you got distracted and you went down bunny holes, and that's how you find the weird stuff.
Well, that's
that you
it.
find.
I think what happens is I get an inspiration, then I go off and see for how smart I was.
What was your inspiration?
Well, I thought he might have been in Oklahoma because he's got that Oklahoma where the wind comes sweeping down the plains.
Wrong era, wasn't it?
No, it's not.
Is
It's
it the same
roughly the same time. It's a kind of, and
Was
all
he
of
in
those super corny South Pacific, all of those kind of
Was he in-
Rodgers and Hammerstein kind of shows. What? Yes.
Was he in it?
No.
I don't remember.
He
him
was in
being it.
Annie Get Your Gun.
Yes, and he's been in a million other things as
Yes,
well.
but
Those musicals,
but none of them being Oklahoma, and I was really upset because I thought I'd pick somebody from 1953, and I thought, oh, I'm going to go off and find out.
Well, I didn't recognise him from Oklahoma.
No, but that's because he wasn't in it.
Oh.
But I didn't know that.
Okay, but no, he had that sort
I
of. voice, didn't
recognise
he?
the voice. He's a big baritone voice.
Yeah, no, but the way he shaped his words was interesting.
Oh, I like the way you said it. 1953, Pip. The man could sing in tune. Let's just leave it at that.
The way he sung was a little bit different. Some of the way he shaped his words.
No, explain it. Come on.
I'm not a singing person, so
No,
I
I
don't
know
have the
that,
correct
and
words.
I'm thoroughly interested in what you're about to say. Go for it.
When he's singing about as high as a mountain, as low as a whale, the way he said some of his
High
words.
as a kite. High
As a hawk. Thank you. I couldn't remember the words.
Yes.
I don't know. I've seen it once.
I've seen it once too, about 2 hours ago.
The way he said some of his words, his tongue shaped a certain way, so the words sounded slightly different, but it was interesting the way he sang, which is why I didn't recognise him from Oklahoma, because the way he sang had a certain style of the way
What are
he
you
said the
trying to
words.
extrapolate from
And yet,
that?
what I'm saying is the way he spoke was different than the way he sang, but you know, every other singer had diction, etc. But the way he sang was interesting enough that I took notice of it. I don't know what that means.
No, can I tell you what it means?
Sure.
Okay. Are you
Regale
ready?
me.
All right. I want you to cast your mind.
Attend.
Oh, you're being a shit now. I want you to cast your mind back to the King's speech.
Yes.
Elocution lessons. Nobody does elocution lessons anymore. We don't do it. But
know,
in
but
those days, it was very important. Even Americans did elocution lessons for what good it did them.
But he was the only singer that I noticed that.
Yeah, well, he was very clear. You could hear the enunciation of every single
Oh, no, you're missing
word.
you're missing the point.
No, I'm
not getting
not.
it through.
Was he very clear?
No, he was clear, but some of the...
And he spoke differently than the way he sung?
Yeah, I know that, but what I'm saying is some of the words, the way he spoke them was not the same as other people who were singing in the chorus, etc.
Are you saying he couldn't do a southern accent while he was singing?
Slightly, maybe. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there, and you might have to go back and have a listen.
I'd be interested to see what actual nationality he is, because you tend to sing in your own nationality.
I don't know.
He might have been a New Zealander.
No, it didn't come up like that. But I actually started getting images of Miss Congeniality while I was watching this. You're such a turd. I got Miss Congeniality sort of images of this when, you know, I know I'm just stupid, but when she starts trying to be like a woman rather than a tomboy.
Oh, my God.
My brain went to Sandra Bullock and I went, why is it doing that?
I fell in the creek.
I love the fact that you don't actually see her fall in the creek.
No.
Katie looks out the window and goes, there she is, she's coming. She's still clean because she went across and then...
You might be
she opens
surprised
the
how
door.
beautiful she is, and she comes in looking like a troll.
The creek. She didn't say creek.
The creek.
The crack.
The creek. The creek. Look,
I'm not arguing with you.
If you need people
I
from
don't-
Tennessee to tell you how to say it,
I'm not arguing. I have nothing to add to this. All I'm saying is I was surprised because at the start of it I just went, oh gosh, it's another one of these. And at the end of it I'm going, oh, how wonderful. The right people got together with the right people and it was lovely. And
you know, for a woman with a broad Australian accent, you're very critical of other people's way of saying things. Can I just say that? Can I just leave that on the table?
I'm just saying I noticed it. That was all.
It's a very broad accent you have.
I thought my accent was pretty normal.
You're an Australian, for fuck's
No,
sake.
I meant for Aussies.
Yeah, well, that's not
It's
going to
not like-
cover
it's
it for
not
the
like I'm
rest of
from-
the English-speaking world, is it?
But it's not like I'm from Northern Territory or anything. It's not that.
Well, we've lost our Northern Territory listeners now.
No, I'm just saying that depending on where you come from in Australia, your accent will be a lot harder to listen to than others.
They won't be listening anyway. They're being chased around by crocs and snakes.
Wow. Now we've lost them. So, Paul, star rating for Calamity Jane.
Oh, you haven't even asked me what I thought of the film.
Well, you already sort of said stuff. You said you liked it. Did you not like it?
On the whole, I did.
Was there anything you didn't like about it?
Yes, thank you for that. Thank you for the opening. First of all, the female, the secondary female,
Katie Brown.
that's the one. Didn't like her.
You didn't like.
She was making a moral stand against that other guy, the lieutenant. She was making a moral stand because she was friends with her mate who'd looked after her so well. Lasted how long? Just a hussy. Just a hussy.
Well, what I find weird is in films that people immediately fall in love with someone because they've seen them on stage. I mean, you've got to admit the love scenes in this for those two, that couple, is not that deep.
Can I just put up my hand for my favourite person in the movie who was just a messy bitch? Who do you think was the messy bitch of the film?
The lieutenant?
No, not at all.
Who was the messy bitch?
Francis,
I loved him. He was great.
the drag queen. How good was he?
He was
brilliant.
great.
He was.
I've got 2 arms. I got 2 lips. He was awesome.
I
I
told
love
you.
the fact that he stayed on though, and he starts helping out.
And he kept going, and like he just had the $1 million smile, didn't he? He really did. It was look. I don't know if the man's still alive or not. Probably not now.
Dick Wesson.
Probably not.
I have no idea.
I don't know. But
Probably
look,
not.
I don't think he ever became particularly famous. He may have become marginally famous, but
It says here he's a comedian.
genuine talent.
Yeah, no.
Genuine talent. I mean, kudos to him.
Yeah.
So, you know, hats off to Dick Weston.
Yeah, it just said on the thing that he was a writer, a producer, he'd done basically everything. Comedian.
Well, I'll tell you, he stole the show as far as I was concerned.
I thought he did
and
really
that took
well.
a fair bit of stealing because Doris Day is fucking diva-esque.
Oh, at the very start she irritated me, but then she grew on me.
And she brought you over to her side of the camp.
I love the fact, though, that because the other relationship is so, I don't know, a bit terrible, it made Calamity's and Bill's really awesome. So, I don't know.
Okay. The actual show, we haven't even talked about the plot. Basically, it's...
Are we supposed? No, we did. I said stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, you said stuff.
I said stuff.
Nicely put.
We don't have to.
No.
We think people...
Can I just
Do
say...
you think people should watch this?
Oh, look, if you want to watch if you have to watch an old movie with the old folks, if you're caught in a, like, Thanksgiving Day kind of scenario, or what's the Australian version of that?
Thanksgiving?
Christmas Eve. You know, when there's shit on the TV. But everyone's watching Game of Thrones now. It doesn't matter. It's all good. We've moved on from the 1970s, where you were stuck with what you had to watch on TV.
Well, we kind of don't do that. We just...
No, I
go outside and play
know.
cricket.
I'm sorry. I still have the mindset of 1970s. But look, I think if you got to watch an old movie and it's got to be a musical, you won't necessarily have a bad time with Calamity Jane, will you?
No, I don't think so.
As I said, it's marginally entertaining. And I think I can hold to that. I think that was a good call last week.
There are lots of people that I would not suggest this to.
No, but it wouldn't hurt them if they watched it. That's my point. It's not great. We're not
It's
talking...
all right, though.
We're not talking Forrest Gump
The
here.
fact that, okay, people go, oh, it's a musical, 50s. Your mindset immediately goes, oh. So it's actually better than you think it will be.
It is. If you can get through the first 15 minutes and just...
I reckon the first 20 minutes.
First 20 minutes and just get your head into the fact